interacted with their deities on a daily basis. The presence of coins indicates offerings made by worshippers seeking favor or expressing gratitude to Hercules. Pottery fragments hint at communal feasts or sacrificial meals shared in honor of the god. A somber discovery. The excavation around the Temple of Hercules unveiled numerous skeletons, each telling a story carved in bone. These remains were not only from the temple's elite patrons, but also from enslaved individuals. Human remains found in this archaeological context are crucial for understanding the social stratification prevalent in ancient Rome. The presence of enslaved quarters near such a significant religious site suggests that slavery was deeply intertwined with both daily life and religious practices. Examining these human remains helped archaeologists decode the social structure of Pompeii. Skeletal analysis revealed the age, health, diet, and even occupations of these individuals. Further studies of these remains found near the Temple of Hercules by the archaeologists brought to light some chilling look into the social dynamics of Roman society. They reveal a complex web of power, servitude, and survival. These details paint a vivid picture of two distinct classes living side by side: the privileged temple attendants and the enslaved workers who sustained them. The discovery of enslaved quarters adjacent to the temple site sheds light on the living conditions endured by those in bondage. These quarters often consisted of cramped, poorly ventilated spaces with minimal comforts, a stark contrast to the grandeur of the temple itself. Artifacts such as simple pottery, worn tools, and personal items found within these quarters provide tangible evidence of their daily existence. Burnt animal bones. One of the more fascinating discoveries around the temple has been the unearthing of burnt animal bones. These remains, found both around and within the temple grounds, have provided archaeologists with compelling insights into ancient Roman rituals and societal practices. The presence of these bones suggests that animal sacrifice played a significant role in religious ceremonies dedicated to Hercules. Archaeologists have meticulously analyzed these burnt bones, revealing a wealth of information about their significance. The remains predominantly belong to sheep and goats, animals commonly associated with sacrificial rites in ancient Rome. Their selection hints at specific ritualistic purposes. The way these bones were burnt indicates they were part of a ceremonial offering rather than mere waste disposal. This suggests a deliberate practice aimed at appeasing deities. Alongside the bones, various artifacts such as ritual vessels and remnants of food have been found, suggesting that these sacrifices were part of larger communal feasts or gatherings. Personal items. Archaeologists have unearthed a variety of personal items that explain individual lives in ancient Rome. These items tell us about the aesthetics valued in Roman society and provide clues about personal relationships and social connections. Some of these personal items include cosmetic containers. These small jars might seem trivial, but they indicate that beauty rituals were an important part of daily life for both men and women. The contents could range from oils to powders, suggesting that self-presentation was significant even in ancient times. And let's not overlook coins found alongside these containers. Each coin has its own significance. Perhaps it was used in a transaction at the local market or offered as a dedication to Hercules himself. The presence of various coins can also hint at trade routes and economic conditions during that period. Another finding is pottery fragments, and this has provided archaeologists with remarkable insights into dietary habits and culinary practices. Different styles of cooking pots suggest what types of food were prepared and consumed within these households. Some pieces reveal remnants of meals left behind before the eruption, a direct link to what Romans enjoyed eating. Tools and implements found near the temple further illustrate the everyday workings of ancient life. Metal tools like chisels and hammers indicate craftsmanship, while agricultural implements, speak to the farming practices that sustained the community. Another twist to these findings, according to the archaeologists, is that these personal items may have religious significance. For instance, some pottery pieces might have been used in ceremonial practices dedicated to Hercules, perhaps for offerings or libations. Glimpse into daily rituals. Beyond these grand artifacts and smaller items found within the temple, let's talk about the significance of these findings and take a dive into how these daily rituals were done in this temple. Pottery fragments, coins, and votive offerings scattered around provide clues to the everyday activities that took place in this sacred space. These items suggest that the temple wasn't just reserved for grand ceremonies, but was also a site for regular worship and community gatherings. One of the most intriguing aspects of worship at the Temple of Hercules involves sacrificial banquets. These ceremonies were not merely about appeasing the gods. They were grand events that brought communities together. Imagine lavish feasts where offerings were prepared with meticulous care. Animals such as bulls, goats, and sheep were often sacrificed, their blood considered sacred, and their meat shared among worshippers. This communal feast was believed to ensure favor from Hercules, aligning human life with divine will. Central to these rituals were priests and priestesses who acted as intermediaries between mortals and deities. They led elaborate prayers, chants, and hymns designed to invoke Hercules' protection and strength. Their roles extended beyond mere ceremony. They maintained temple grounds, cared for sacred objects, and interpreted omens. The discovery of various priestly artifacts within Civita Juliana underscores their crucial role in maintaining religious order. Sacrificial ceremonies weren't limited to animal offerings. Archaeological finds reveal an array of symbolic offerings such as pottery filled with grains, fruits, and wine, each item meticulously chosen for its symbolic significance. For instance, wine symbolizes vitality and divine blessing. Grains represent fertility and sustenance, and fruits are seen as tokens of abundance. These items were placed at altars within the temple precincts or buried as votive deposits, signifying a perpetual bond between worshippers and their god. The presence of wine in this temple has further opened the eyes of the archaeologists that Hercules and Dionysus may have had something in common in this temple. Have you ever wondered how the mighty Hercules might share the stage with the god of wine and revelry Dionysus? It turns out that in ancient Roman culture, these connections run deeper than one might initially think. The divine duo, Hercules and Dionysus. Hercules, known for his incredible strength and heroic deeds, is a prominent figure in Roman mythology. However, his connection to Dionysus, a god associated with wine, fertility, and wild celebrations, is fascinating. Both gods were widely worshipped throughout the Roman Empire, but often in different settings. Hercules was admired for his physical abilities and moral courage, while Dionysus represented the more indulgent aspects of life. Interestingly, archaeological finds at Civita Juliana, and specifically near the Hercules temple, have unveiled evidence suggesting that rituals dedicated to Hercules occasionally overlapped with those of Dionysus. For instance, some artifacts feature images linked to both gods. A particular set of ceremonial vessels found at the site depicts scenes from Hercules' labors alongside imagery traditionally associated with Dionysian festivities. Ancient texts hint that certain festivals might celebrate both deities. The blending of these celebrations could signify a shared cultural or religious significance during specific times of the year. The connection between Hercules and Dionysus is not merely superficial. Their attributes complement each other in various ways. While Dionysus is synonymous with wine, which Romans believed could bestow temporary superhuman strength, Hercules represents enduring physical power. This duality might explain why some ceremonial practices involved offerings of wine to Hercules as well. Also, in many cultures, Fertility symbols are intertwined with heroism.